Sagittarius, welcome to your weekly tarot reading. Let's get started and see what messages we have for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising positions for the week ahead, keeping in mind that these are general readings and may not resonate for everyone. So make sure to check out your other placements because you could have messages there. And if you're interested in a personal reading, have a look at the description below because I've extended my promotion till the end of the summer. So it's a good time to get a reading if you've been wanting one. All right, let's get started here for Sagittarius. What is the current energy around Sagittarius? Oh, that came out fast. The Emperor. Okay, your current energy is very much in the leadership sort of vibe here. Just stumbling over my words, but it's interesting. It almost feels like you're taking the lead on something, Sag. Like you're not taking a back seat here. You're not waiting for someone to make a move so that you can make a move. You're just making moves here. And it feels like it's very empowering, and I feel like you're making choices and decisions, and you're taking the lead on something here. It's very intriguing to start the reading with the Emperor. Let's see what's the obstacle here. The Four of Cups. So the only thing that has the potential of slowing you down right now is this idea of sort of thinking about the past in a way that makes you feel like you missed out on something, or a missed opportunity, or fear of missing out on something happening, or this missed opportunity. That's the only thing that has the capacity to slow you down right now. It feels like you're making some big choices to take the lead here, but that there is a part of you maybe that is thinking about past opportunities, past situations, maybe feeling like, distracted a little bit with these past moments and thinking, I wonder what would have happened if. And it's almost like that is the obstacle to you moving ahead, is when you sit and ponder, I wonder what would have happened if, in a situation that's from the past. And so it's interesting. It feels like that could be causing a distraction for you right now as you are sitting in the leader's chair here. You are the Emperor. You're taking some very bold choices and making decisions about your direction. But meanwhile, it feels like you're also thinking about missed opportunities as being sort of relevant to your situation right now, but it actually feels like it's causing a distraction. Let's see what's top of mind for Sagittarius right now. Four of Swords, another four. So interesting. So many fours, there's two here, but the four energy is one, and the Emperor is also four. So it's funny. You've got 3 4s here, and that makes me feel like you're on the cusp of a major change. 5s really indicate turning points, things changing. And you've got 3 4s so far out of 3 cards. They're all 4s. So I feel like you're on the brink of a major change here, but you've got to put your mind at rest when it comes to the past, because that feels like it's distracting you from really moving forward towards something that you're really taking the lead on. So to keep that momentum going, you're being guided here to sort of put the mind at rest, allow yourself to recover from the past so that you don't think of the past as a missed opportunity anymore. Do you know what I mean? You see it as the road that got you here. That's a really nice way to reframe past moments, is that I do it all again to be here again. Like that was part of the path that brought me to where I am today, where I'm sitting as the leader and making choices and changes and directions in my life. And I wouldn't necessarily be in this situation if the past hadn't got me here. So it's interesting. Instead of thinking of the past as something you missed out on, it can be very empowering to see it as the road that got you here. So let's see what's driving this for Sagittarius. The Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands is a time where we think we've seen everything, and then we discover that, oh boy, there's a whole other world out there that I haven't explored. This is an opportunity. So you've got this amazing opportunity for expansion here. And I think you're taking it. Like 80% of you is all in. The other 20% is maybe a little bit distracted, a little bit sort of focused on the what if this had worked out, I wonder what would have happened if, and that is creating some distraction for you. Bottom of the deck is yet another 4, the 4 of Pentacles, which is a time where it's hard for us to let go. So you might be having a hard time letting go of something. Maybe you thought it would always circle back. You know, sometimes situations in the past, we temporarily think that, you know, we think it's temporary, and we think, oh, I'll end up circling back there eventually. That's where I belong. And it's interesting, as my hand is holding the deck, I got distracted by seeing the Lovers there. So this makes me think, for some of you, you're distracted by a past connection and you're having a hard time letting go of it. And you it's almost like you're on the edge of achieving something that you've been trying to work on, and you're the leader here. And it just feels like these thoughts are distracting you when you're about to explore something brand new. And you've been leading this. So you've been, it's like it's the next step in whatever you've been working on. So the past could be on your mind right now in almost like a self-sabotaging kind of way. Let's see what the past influences are. The Hierophant in reverse. So the Hierophant in reverse as a past influence can be a time where, oh, that's loaded. That could be a time where you may have broken a contract. You may have separated from something that was legal. You may have ended a marriage even. You may have walked away from something because it felt outdated in some way. And so it's like you made the choice even in the past to say, this doesn't serve me. And now you're like, what if it would have served me and I walked away too early? And it's like, wait a minute. You're focused on what's going on here, but your mind and your emotions almost keep taking you back to this moment in the past where you're like, well, what if that had worked out? You know, I always thought I would circle back to that, but this path is taking me in the other direction. And it's interesting because it feels like you've been pursuing another direction this whole time. And it's almost like as you get closer and closer to this new outcome, this new journey, this new experience, you're now sort of thinking about, well, I wonder what would have happened if I had stayed put here. But seeing the Hierophant in reverse tells me it was outdated and you rejected it because of that. And outdated can mean so many things, like it just didn't serve you anymore. It may have involved, it literally may have involved like another culture that felt like you just couldn't get on board with. You couldn't see yourself living there. You couldn't see yourself living with a certain person anymore. You outgrew something. This is an outgrowth. You know what I mean? Outgrowth, is that a word? But you outgrew something in the past and it seems to be distracting you in the present. Let's see what the upcoming energy is around this. Woo, for Sagittarius. Okay, we're seeing an 8 and a 9. We're seeing 8 of Swords, 9 of Wands. So moving ahead, it feels like if you don't stop thinking about this, it's going to consume you. It's going to consume you, and then you're going to feel stuck. And I feel like you have so much potential to move forward, and yet this could make you stuck if you get overly focused on something from the past that felt like something that you needed to move away from, something that you outgrew. It's very interesting. It feels like it could end up in the upcoming energy that if you keep focusing on this past situation and it keeps distracting you, you could end up actually getting into a situation where you're stuck. And you sort of get this analysis paralysis, where you've overthought things so much that now you're not sure which way to go anymore. And that happens, you know. I think we can all think of a time where we've experienced something that has distracted us to the point of getting us stuck, where we're not sure which way to move forward. Let's see, how does Sagittarius see themselves right now? 7 of Cups in reverse. Fear is blocking you. Yeah, you might be afraid to move forward because you might realize that every step you take towards this new path, it's a step away from the old path. And that may be the case. And it's an interesting place to find yourself, which is, I think, why the Emperor showed up, because that tells us that you're needing to sort of tap into that masculine energy that says, I make decisions, I know myself, and I make decisions that are in my highest good. You know, and the Seven of Cups can be a time of hesitation during decision making, where we know we need to make a change or a choice towards a direction, but we're hesitating because of fear. Let's see, how do other people see Sagittarius right now as the Page of Swords in reverse? So it's interesting. You might be kind of coming across as all talk and no action to some. You know, your energy may be that you know things that you're not acting on, or you've experienced things that you're denying to yourself, or that you're sort of in a place where you know what action you need to take, but you're hesitating. And the Devil is on the bottom of the deck in reverse, which tells me that there's something that's got a grip on you here. And by thinking about it and feeling it over and over again, it's kind of keeping it alive, but it's also bringing to the surface that it's taking your power from you. When I see the Devil in reverse, that tells me that this is disempowering you. And so what are you getting reabsorbed into? It's consuming you. It's consuming you, Sagittarius. Let's see, what are the hopes and fears around this situation? Queen of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune, both in reverse. So the hopes and fears, I think, are the idea of it not moving forward, that you're stuck, or that you keep repeating something, that it loops, and that you end up ultimately repeating the same thing from the past. Because, you know, and seeing the Queen of Pentacles with that tells me that this is bringing out a part of you that you're not really grounded right now, and you may need to be more grounded in the present moment. When I see the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, I often think, again, distracted from serving your highest good to yourself, like from pursuing things that are in your highest good, in your highest alignment. And seeing it with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse tells me that there's a part of you that may be feeling like you're going to loop around something if you don't sort of move forward. And then there's this other part of you that may be fearing moving forward, and so it's almost like voluntarily staying stuck, because if you move forward, then that's that. And I think on some level you know that, and that it's a little bit scary right now to completely move on from something. Three of Cups on the bottom of the deck, so it feels like it could involve a relationship. It could involve feeling like moving away from certain people, you know, moving away from certain relationships and exploring new ones. But then that means you're leaving past ones in the past. Like, it's interesting actually, because it almost feels like a dilemma that is clear from the outside looking in, but from the inside looking out, there's a lot of emotional attachment. And there's a lot of feelings like, I wonder what would have happened if. And so much contemplation, too much contemplation almost. Let's see what the outcome is here. Four of Pentacles. Yeah, the 4 came out. So you've got 3 4s plus the Emperor, which is a 4. And so, man, oh man, I feel like things are on the edge of a shift here. Right on the edge, but you've got to be willing to let go. You've got to be willing to let go mentally, emotionally, and physically. This reading is all about letting go of the past and seeing things from a different perspective and trusting the new path ahead will lead you to your highest good. What an interesting reading this week, Sagittarius. Let's see what oracle card you'll receive. What is the highest guidance for Sagittarius right now on this journey here? Truth. Radical honesty. You know what the truth is, Sag. I think you're very clear on that. But it's this sort of distraction of thinking about what you're leaving behind that's actually playing a role in sabotaging what you're trying to achieve. So letting go is the truth, and it's what will serve you the highest, to just keep moving forward. Keep moving forward as that emperor, making decisions and choices to lead something that's meaningful to you. I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading. I hope it's been helpful, and I'm sending you so much love and encouragement. Take care, my friends.